speaks or not. She's
But then
not
you have to be
part of my
quiet.
family.
She just wanted to love you.
No one has offered to put her in my presence until the day she was there at the funeral home when I had just found my child. You are still a lying narcissist, and you have no business being a counselor, father, or anything like that.
Okay, now you're married for 17 years.
Yes.
He was a priest before.
He was a priest before I met him, yes.
Okay, but he exited the priesthood. There's a proper way to do that, an improper way to do it. He went through the process to
to
extricate himself from that with their blessing, correct?
Yes.
So I'm trying to understand how this came about. You say that Pete lied about wanting to leave you before he met Lori in 2011, because he says that he wanted to get out of this marriage before he ever met her.
Those are all lies.
That's what I'm saying. You're saying that's a lie.
Those are all lies.
Okay.
When it talks about we lived separate, no, not at all. We were still man and wife. He was still in my bed.
You two were still intimate?
Yes.
And as far as you knew, you were still a couple. You were still husband and wife, still having sex, still intimate.
We had our moments, as all married couples do, as all families do, and anytime I questioned, well, maybe we could go talk to a counselor, because he had been to, he had picked up, he would tell me, you can't go to your doctor, you can't go to our priest, I can't go to any counselor in driving distance, because they're all referral sources. I lived under a gag order because he would tell me I would be risking the roof over my own children's heads.
He had already confessed to you that he had been involved with.
He would occasionally confess, you know, he messed up, please forgive me, I love you, I was under a lot of stress. My pregnancies were very difficult. I would do my best to meet Pete's needs, and I would spend the rest of the night on the couch because I would be too disturbing for him to rest because I was restless.
What do you mean he would occasionally confess that? How does that come up occasionally? Oh, by the way,
something would be bothering him, but the time that it really came up was I got a bad infection that would not go away. And I went to the doctor. Doctor said, okay, we'll run some tests. And the doctor's nurse, kidding, I don't need to run a bunch of STD tests, do I? And I jokingly said, not unless there's something I need to kill my husband for that I don't know about. I went home. He came home from work late that night. I told him what had happened. A few hours later, he broke down and said, you need to get the doctor to run those tests. And how sorry he was. He'd never done it before, wouldn't do it again.
You said he got stopped by the police.
On my 50th birthday, I had broken my wrist, so I was in a cast from here to here. He came in about 3 o'clock this morning and crawled into my bed, and he was very restless. And I asked, what's wrong? And he said, I got a ticket. And I said, oh God, not another speeding ticket. We can't afford that. And he said, no, it wasn't a traffic violation, it was for littering. He said, he was sitting at a stoplight, and a police car pulled up beside him, looked in past him at the woman in the seat behind him. He got nervous. He flipped the cigarette out the window in front of the police car. When the light changed, that gave the police the opportunity to pull him over, blue light flashing, into a parking lot. He told me he had done nothing with the woman, really didn't intend to. He messed up again. He gave her some money so she'd shut up and get out. She just wanted to get away. When they got out of the vehicle, the police said, sir, do you know you have a well-known front seat with you? And he said, I just saw a woman walk in at night. It wasn't safe. I was just going to give her a ride. The police didn't buy that. And then he started in with the master manipulator. Honey, they were so mean to me. They were so hard on me, telling me that everything was just so wrong, and they were just really eating into me. He started saying, I was experiencing feelings for someone, but it's a mistake, and I'm not going there. It's so wrong. I mean, you're the love of my life, and it's not going to happen. And then he started spilling his guts about leaving Joseph in hotel rooms on hockey trips so he could go pick up and go to school. Our son was 9, 10, 11 years old.
Is the short version of this, he picked up and stopped him?
Yeah. And I got it expunged trying to protect our family business.
So he gets caught with it. You cover his ass. And then he goes off and calls you back and says, oh, by the way.
Yes.
I don't love you, never have.
Yes.
And he does this at a couples retreat that he went to by himself. I always thought couples retreat meant you came as a couple. Not to go form a couple.
I had to take care of our children. I had to keep the business going.
Well, how does a guy go to a couples retreat without his other half?
I asked, can we not go together? Can we not come up with someone to help take care of the children? He said, no, he would go because he could probably get part of it paid for because he could contribute to some activity at the retreat and therefore get his price reduced. So I wasn't invited.
Okay, so he comes in and says, there's this great couples retreat I'm going to without you so I can get a discount.
Yes.
So if I go without you, I don't have to pay for you, so I'll just find another half there.
That wasn't in the game plan.
Well, that's how it worked out,
That's
though.
how it
So he
worked
goes
out.
there, and while he's there, he gets a massage
A paid massage.
from her,
Yes.
who's now his wife.
Who comes home from that massage, gee, honey, you know, she's also a life coach and she can help me with this other business that he's picked up and I really need help with that. So you need to pay off of our business for me to go get massages every month or two.
So you paid her.
I wrote the checks because that's what was supposed to be happening. She was his life coach for the other part of his business, side business.
So your theory is she coached him right out of the house.
Exactly.
And right over to her house.
Exactly.
And you paid her to do that?
Yes.
All right, I need a break. Pamela says she could have filed a lawsuit against her ex-husband, Pete's mistress, and now wife, Lori, for having while they were still married. She could have filed an alienation of affection.
Criminal conversation is the title of the law.
They call it criminal conversation. It's a nice term. We'll meet Pete and Lori and find out what they have to say about that next, because they're here. And we're going to hear their side of this right after the break.
Lori destroyed our family. We were fine until Pete started seeing her as his life coach and massage therapist. One time, I grabbed my cell phone and dialed his, and I picked it up. Hit the call list. Lori, 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 Lori. I said, that's it. What type of a person leads a married man, a father, away from his home, his wife, his children? What kind of a person does that? Lori is a homewrecker.
Well, Pamela says her ex-husband Pete walked out of their happy 17-year marriage after he started an affair with his massage therapist and life coach, Lori. But Pete says, no. Wait a minute. Pamela set him up by agreeing to separate and live as single people and then hired a PI to catch him cheating. But he says, no, we were on a break. Pete says Pamela threatened to sue his then mistress Lori for $375,000 for alienation of affection and criminal conversation because she had Pete while he was still married.
Pamela has become a pitiful victim. She is a dependent woman that I rescued emotionally, financially, and socially. We were not a good match. I fell in love with Lori because I did truly discover my soulmate. Lori and I have everything that I tried desperately to create with Pamela. I am also a fan of massage, and she was a licensed masseuse.
Pete is amazing. He's my very best friend.
I really do like that dress.
Do you?
Yeah.
We miss each other very much during the day. When we're together, we walk and hike. Pamela set Pete up, even though she told him that they were separated. She hired a PI to follow him and find him at my house. She wanted to prove that he was being unfaithful.
Pamela tried to sue Lori for adultery.
There's no fury like a scorned wife. In our state, the spouse can sue you for alienation of affection, meaning I stole his affection from her. She wanted $375,000.
There is no case there. We did not have a loving marriage. We were separated under the same roof well before Lori even entered the picture. With Lori, I have a teammate. I have a partner who I don't feel is just sucking the life out of me.
Okay, so you've been listening to the show so far. She's saying that right up until the day you left to go to this couples retreat, that you weren't separated, that you were in fact actively engaged in an intimate relationship with her. Mm-hmm. Is that not true?
Yeah, that is not true, Dr. Phil.
So wait a minute. So she's lying about that?
That's correct.
Okay.
No, I am telling the truth. I've never wavered and will not.
The retreat was in September of 2011.
Uh-huh.
We had been sleeping separate. I was sleeping upstairs on a mattress on the attic floor, probably from about the beginning of that year.
So for 9 months?
He began sleeping on a mattress upstairs sometime after I broke my arm on October 17th, 2011, because just like with my pregnancies, was too disturbing for him to get the sleep he said he needed to work. It did not stop him from coming down, sitting on the couch at night, loving scratching backs with our kids sitting right there with us, going up, having our marriage bed, and then eventually later on, some nights he would go on upstairs.
Okay, now listen, I'm just trying to get the facts here because you do counseling, right?
That's right.
You have to deal with the facts here.
Yeah.
Somebody's not telling the truth.
I hate he said, she said scenario. I understand how you feel. I was sleeping upstairs. I'm not saying that we never ever had intimate relationships. What I'm saying is that it was very dissatisfying, very unhappy, and it didn't happen the way that Pamela is saying it.
But you did come downstairs and have intimate relations with him.
On rare occasions.
Okay, was one of those rare occasions right before you went on this couples retreat without your wife?
No, I don't believe so.
Yes, it was, and after he came back repeatedly.
Did you have relations with her after you came back from the couples retreat you went to without your wife?
Well,
Yes.
first of all, it was not a couples retreat. It was an individual retreat that I went on seeking discernment for my life. And I came away from there with the conviction that my marriage was not viable.
It would have been nice if my husband had shared that information with me.
I did. I
No.
did. You've got a very
A
selective memory.
narcissist alters reality to fit what they need, and you have been diagnosed by the counselors you took me to. They told me you were the worst narcissist they have ever seen, and when I came home and said that, you said they used the N word. They were out to get you, and I was not to go back to either one of those counselors.
I've never been diagnosed with narcissism. I have ran a successful practice of counseling for 20 years. I have many client testimonies to testify that I am an honest, good-hearted man.
I didn't lie.
As long as I
called the
paid
police.
and kept a
I
roof
called
over
the
your head
police.
and 3 squares on the table, you loved me to death.
Intimate relations with her after the retreat?
Yes.
The last time was in August of 2012. But I had been sleeping separate.
Not all the time.
I mean,
Okay.
You can
And so
ask
y'all
her
met
friend.
at the retreat?
So this is the wonderful marriage that I apparently
I've
lit up,
only
right?
seen you one time. The moment I went to set up the funeral plans for my child, I just found 24 hours before. I walk in. As soon as I go in the funeral home, the funeral director says, "Oh, they are already here making plans. They demand half of Peter's ashes." He had already told me the day before, "You and Joseph make arrangements. You let me know what they were." And here he was, and she's sitting there beside him.
Well, I'm married
I've
to
never
him.
laid eyes on her before.
I went with my husband to
I
see
never
his
laid
son.
eyes on her
They
before,
said, "Oh,
so
you're
I
here for the
asked
family."
Pete,
We said, "We
please,
are family."
She needs to leave the room. She's never met our son Peter. I am in shock. It's the first time I've ever laid eyes on her. This is the second time.
Yeah.
That was the second time.
No, it's the second time. I've never spoken with her on the phone or anything. This is the second time.
because you refused.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this.
She has wanted to love you.
No one has offered to put her in my presence until the day she was there at the funeral home when I had just found my child. You are still a lying narcissist, and you have no business being a counselor, father, or anything like that.
Look me in the
I
eye.
am looking you in the eye. I have upheld the truth our entire marriage, and I am not backing down now. I've lived under your gag order our entire marriage.
Well,
No more.
You know
no
what?
more.
The truth and love are going to win out here.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Thank God it will.
And you're coming out on the short end of the stick, sweetheart.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Well,
I will say something.
child.
I have been
Can she
divorced.
speak?
I have been divorced.
I don't care if she speaks or not. She's
But then
not
you have to
part
be
of my
quiet.
family.
You have to be quiet
No, I
first.
don't. Not at this moment. Our children are the victim, not him, and definitely not her.
all right, what do you want to say, Lori?
What I would like to say to you is I have been divorced before. I was a single mom for 5 years. You never involve your children. I always told my son, "Yeah, mom's crying. Stop."
Were you responsible for
Let me
the
finish.
children when they needed
Yes,
medical
I
mental health?
was.
He
Yes,
wasn't.
I was. Yes, he was.
2 years
We
to get a
have
court order.
proof.
He hadn't paid
We
it.
have proof that he
So
paid
did
every
I.
dime. Whatever.
It took him 2
He would have been in
years.
jail in our state if he didn't pay. So
No, he
that's
still
over.
has the court documents.
That's okay.
That's all I
That's
need to
okay. But
say.
I'm saying you do not bring your children into adult matters. They
didn't.
cannot handle it.
He did.
But anyway,
Can I do a quick rewind
yeah,
for just a
I
second?
want to back up because my
No,
story
can I do
is-
a quick rewind? You can rewind
Yeah.
too, but may I do a quick rewind? Did I hear you say, "This is the marriage I supposedly ruined"?
Yes. The wonderful marriage that she said they had.
You've commented on this before. Lori had a very different way of describing their chance meeting at the funeral home. Let's listen to that, and then I want to say something to Lori that I think might help.
Some of the crazy things she's done, oh my goodness. After Peter Jr., I accidentally saw Pamela at the funeral home. And when she saw me, you would have thought that I had just melted the witch. I mean, she melted on the floor and started screaming to the top of her lungs and went ballistic. Oh my God, I can't see her, not now, not now. Get her out of my sight.
You realize her son had,
Less than 24 hours prior.
and you're mocking her.
I didn't mock her.
You want to play that back?
Well, I just did that. I didn't do it at the funeral home. I
No,
just got up and said, I'll be the bigger person, and I'll walk out, and I left
Not
and
like
stayed
that.
outside.
Slammed hands down just like he did. I'll be the bigger person. Walked past me and I just said thank you. That was it.
No.
In fairness to you, when you say this is the marriage that I supposedly destroyed, you don't know the first thing about this marriage.
No, just what I've been
So
told.
for you to make that comment is both inappropriate and uninformed.
Mm-hmm.
You're missing about 17 out of 17 and a half years.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to say, this is the marriage I broke up?
Well, I was listening to what she was saying, and she was saying how he had frequented, he had done this, he had done that. To me,
I
that
don't know what broke up
in my
your
own
multiple
deduction,
marriages.
I don't believe that that's a
I don't
good
know
marriage.
what broke up your multiple
She even
marriages,
said it.
but in mine, we changed our vows to until death us unite, not part. I was raised, love forgives.
You know not the meaning of the word forgiveness, Pamela.
I do.
No, you don't. I have forgiven you. I forgive you for Peter.
Asking for your forgiveness.
Yes.
Pete says his ex-wife Pamela swore she would stop at nothing to turn their sons against him if he went through with a divorce. Well, we're going to meet their 18-year-old son and find out why he says his father abandoned him, that his mother did not alienate him from his father, that his father did a very good job of that all on his own.
Pamela has turned Joseph against his father to the point that we both fear for our lives.
Joseph is cussing and wishing death the parent who does truly love him.
I'll fight your fat right now. No, you fat.
I started carrying pepper spray.
This is my son. This is my flesh and blood. This is the boy whose diaper I changed.
I am also afraid that he may burn the house down, he may hurt my animals, he may dark.
The boy is capable of either.
Well, Pete and his current wife, Lori, believe that his 18-year-old son, Joseph, is capable of harming them and blame his ex-wife, Pamela, for fueling Joseph's anger. Now, Pete also says Pamela continues to blame him for the death of 15-year-old son, Peter Jr., who just 6 months ago.
In March 2016, I came home and I found my son Peter. When I told Joseph what had happened, he just exploded in this gut-wrenching sound. He immediately said, "Dad's done this."
Peter got the from availability under her roof.
Terribly sorry for your loss. What did you want to say?
Well, I just wonder why, the only people who truly love my brother are on this side. It seems unbalanced. And for you to say, you're afraid of me, you never wanted to see me. It was always my mom who always backed up me going to see you. You never asked to see me. You never been a part of my life. I don't know why you're here. You never knew my brother. You never cared about my brother. And you never cared about my brother deep down. Same about me. I lost my personality to you, pretty much, because the only way I could really connect to you was with your favorite sport, hockey. I did like part of it. I did. I really did. That was my only way to bond with you, and it was always the threat of abandonment if I didn't. And Peter didn't put up with that attitude.
Why do you think your little brother took his life?
First of all, you're a counselor, and you never said he had depression. Did you not take it seriously?
Feel like you missed a call there?
Exactly. In what part, Dr. Phil?
Well, he's asking you if you failed to recognize a risk factor with your youngest son.
No, I wrote an email to Pamela on June the 30th, 2015, and to Joseph's counselor and the supervisor pleading, begging for a family
The
counseling
counselor
session.
that you walked out on to talk to her when she was in the she was in the parking lot. The 5-minute counseling session you walked out on.
No, Joseph.
Yes,
you did.
Yes, you
No.
did.
This is a counselor that you had also wrapped around your baby finger, Pamela, okay?
No.
Peter, I had just left the funeral home where I held Peter's... I'm
After
sorry.
you tried to force her into my mom's life. That's the first
No,
thing.
okay, you asked me a question, let me answer. We had left the funeral home. The lady at the funeral home called me saying, it's okay now for you to come back and see your son's body, whom I did not see for 1 year before he took his life on March the 30th.
Because you put her before
No,
him.
Let me talk, okay? So I said to your counselor, I said, I'm waiting for a call from the funeral home to tell me when I can go back. It wasn't her on the phone at all. But you assumed it was,
You met for
Joseph.
2 minutes and you walked out on me.
No. I said to the counselor, this is the funeral home. I'm going to tell them that I want to come back and see my son. And I said, excuse me, please. And I was gone like 10, 15 seconds. I was supposed to have a time with you at that session to talk to your counselor. We all went together. Pamela went in and spent 50 minutes with your counselor and allowed me the last 10 minutes.
That is an absolute lie.
No,
I went
look,
in
you
less
know
than
what?
5 minutes, and that counselor escorted Joseph out to the car to me. And
You are a walking,
you
living
are a
lie.
narcissistic
No.
liar that has to rebuild your own truth because the truth itself does not live in you.
You are a breathing lie, okay? That's my summation of you.
That's fine. I don't care what your summation of me is. What I care about is our children.
but you know what? Your lies have caused this boy
I have
to
my
turn
own
against me.
opinions. I have my own opinions.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
You are her
Yeah,
surrogate
I do.
spouse.
I have my own opinions.
My dear friends, he is a surrogate spouse to this woman who...
They don't care what you think.
Oh, yeah. Ask him who taught him to tie his shoes when he was in 5th grade.
You mean the normal thing?
Because
Dad
this
does?
one wanted to keep him in Velcro, and he is still in Velcro.
Because I had to buy their shoes at Goodwill, yard sales, and Walmart, where you got $300 floor shines for yourself.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And who earned all the money, Pamela?
And
in the
who ran
household?
your business for 15 years, helped you build it, and never got paid 1 cent from it?
No, and who hired a woman that tells me it takes her 3 hours to file my insurance while you
Because she's
work
not
all
doing the
day
rest of
and
your
all night?
business,
No.
including caretaking for your children and meeting your near impossible needs at night.
Let me go back to a question because I found the answer shocking, frankly. When I asked you if you felt like you had perhaps missed a risk factor, you said, no. I have to tell you, that's the most stunning answer I think I've heard in as long as I can remember. Because
I did not fully
based on-
understand your question, Dr.
Well, I hope
Phil.
not. You said no, because I have an email that I wrote and I begged this one and this one and this one and this one and this one.
For family counseling.
In
For all-
2015,
So you did
Dr.
understand.
Phil talk, Pamela?
So you did understand the question because I have to tell you, I've talked to a lot of parents that have lost children that have taken their own lives, and I have never ever heard one answer the question the way you just answered it. I've never talked to a
I
parent
didn't
that
even
didn't
finish
say,
my answer.
I've never talked to a parent who didn't immediately say, yes, I sure did miss something. I pray to God I could do that over 1,000,000 times over.
Dr. Phil, I was forbidden to have contact with my son. No, I was unable to be
I'm
with
not
him.
asking you about the sociogram of your life. I'm asking you about how you feel about whether or not you missed an active risk factor in your son's life.
And I'm telling you, I was forbidden to have contact with
No.
him. So
Okay,
how could
I get that. Now answer my question.
If I missed an active factor? No. I said in there, Peter is in grave danger. He is severely depressed. The last time I saw him alive was on April the 9th, 2015, on his birthday. I was very much aware of his depression, but my hands were tied.
How do you feel about the risk factors with this young?
I think it's very serious. I think that she has a stranglehold on that poor boy.
If he had been a supportive, at least financially, father until the court absolutely made him, I could have gotten them both the help they needed.
Emma, neither boy went to the doctor other than once a year for a well check until I left. It was under your sole parenting, because you kept me out of it, that these poor boys had to go to the doctor in and out all the time. I'm already
left
paying
us
you.
with no
Listen,
funds.
let me talk.
Pull the court document. It says
What-
exactly
what is-
what he
You
paid
tried
and what
talking
he
to this woman,
paid.
Dr. Phil? You
I don't
tried to
have any
talk to this
trouble at
woman?
all. What is your goal here?
My goal is to help this one.
Well, let me tell you, it's you just keep talking louder and louder, and I can tell you it's rain that makes the flowers grow, not thunder.
Fine.
And Pamela and Joseph are blaming Pete for his 15-year-old son, Pete Jr. But Pete and Lori say, actually, it's Pamela's fault and claim the Department of Social Services has indicated her as the person who was responsible. We're going to find out why. Here, we'll be right back.
The audacity of this man.